Welcome everyone to round number 3 here of the Winter Challenge 5 here at second third place in Pico Rivera, California. I am Jesus Coronel. Now that is Nicholas DeFrancus right next to me. We have our round 3 opponents. We have Allan Martinez making his return to the Gym Challenge, and we have Anthony Plasencia once again. Both these players I believe are 2-0 right now, and we're going to get to the teams right now as Allan will be the screen POV with the Caloric Shadow Rider, Iron Hands, Ogrepon, Heartflame, Urshifu Rapid Strike, Amoonguss, and the Roaring Moon, while Anthony going to be on the Terrapagos, Screen Tail, Cornerstone Ogrepon, Incineroar, Heatran, and Rillaboom, and we're going to get underway here, Nick.
Wow, this is actually an exciting matchup. I didn't even realize until I got here. These are like two close friends of mine, and they're battling against each other, and they're both fathers, so that's even more interesting.
The glories of fatherhood, right?
It's like, let's see.
Alright, we're going to get underway with our first game of round number 3. We have Terrapagos and Incineroar from Anthony. We have Iron Hands and Urshifu Rapid Strike from Allan. So Intimidate will activate after the Terra Shift, which is going to change Terrapagos into its Terrestrial form. Bringing that Terra Shell ability activated. And Intimidate going to lower the attack of both Iron Hands and Urshifu.
Yeah, they both did not like those Intimidates. It's really good on Anthony's part. So, let's see.
I guess I'll just go ahead and say it's like...
Wait, I forgot what the lead was suddenly. I was like, okay, so we both have Fake Out.
Yeah.
Speed, but I think Incineroar is going to be faster.
The thing about the Fake Outs for each of Anthony and Allan is that Allan is actually threatening a better Fake Out with the Surging Strike, Surging Food, threatening to bypass and protect, while Anthony is threatening Fake Out. Oh, yeah, Fake Out into the Terrapagos' Terra Shell, so... Spoiler alert, this is not a Copa Code Terrapagos, so it will be affected into that slot. No Fake Out comes out from the Incineroar, so Surging Strikes is just going to cleanly hit this Terrapagos with that Mystic Water. It's going to take it under half HP, which is pretty good to be considered.
Yeah, it's a really good start on this Terrapagos. It isn't Covert Cloak, but it is left over.
And Will-O-Wisp lands on the Urshifu, so even though Intimidate doesn't matter against Surging Strikes, the burn, however, will.
Yeah, that's a really good burn, and we're intimidated. It's kind of... I don't even know if switching out at that point with your burn. That's going to end this turn.
Yeah, with the levers getting Terrapagos a bit of HP recovery, and Urshifu taking this bit of burn damage, which now really does not want to, like... I guess you're stalling out for a good reason. And, whoa, hold on a minute. Anthony, quick Terrestrialization.
We're going to see the Terra come out.
And it's Terrapagos!
Why wouldn't you? So that changes its form to its, I guess,
It's stellar form.
Yeah, it's stellar form. So there's no battle field effects to take off the field. Yeah, it's on from first to Incineroar.
And here comes Terra Star Storm from Terrapagos.
So this is unboosted.
Yeah, it's not going to be doing a whole lot of damage, but the benefit is that it's going to be nothing resistant after that. But yeah, there's a taunt to prevent the Incineroar from using Parting Shot, and a big low kick comes out, and Iron Hands goes down. That critical hit might have mattered.
Yeah, I don't know, it's low kick, and it's like, that is crazy. So Terrapagos is going to struggle against this team against two fighting types. Like, you can usually handle one, but can handle both. So now we have to see what Anthony... We're seeing Rillaboom.
Yeah, and... Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, it's gonna bring it a little bit closer.
Is that better? Okay, cool.
Okay, let's continue on. So Rillaboom comes in from Anthony, bringing in grassy terrain. And yeah, you said it correctly. Double fighting types is definitely something that's not appreciated from the Terrapagos at all. Because
right, that's like one way to counter it.
Yeah, and now that's like a big piece of Anthony's offense kind of gone, but if you look at the rest of Anthony's team, during the team sheet, there's a bit of offense, but his team's mostly on the defensive side, so it's like, yeah, you don't mind losing a bit of Pokemon, you just gotta like figure out how to like defensively maneuver around Allan's pieces, and Urshifu gonna get out of here, and in comes the Ogrepon Heartflame.
Ogrepon Heartflame. Yeah, so it is unfortunately tragic to lose your restricted in this kind of format, so I don't know what Anthony is going to have. We have one more thing in the back.
Ooh, yeah, there's a knockoff plus Woodhammer into the Iron Hands. It is going to take a big amount of damage, and it goes in, Drain Punch back into the Incineroar. It's going to get a bit of recovery back on Drain Punch recovery, but unfortunately that is a Rocky Helmet being held by the Incineroar, so it might have lost a bit more HP than it would gain, but I think it gained just a slight bit of HP from the Drain Punch.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit. I think you came out with more HP after the grassy terrain release. So now Rillaboom is really threatened by the Fire Ogerpon, and I think Incineroar is still on this last turn of Taunt.
Yeah, so it still cannot click Parting Shot, but I don't think it minds not clicking Parting Shot because I think getting any bit of damage left for a Pokemon like this isn't the worst thing to happen here. Ooh, Rillaboom switches.
Okay, we'll see what this last pick is.
It's Ogerpon Cornerstone.
Oh, it is Cornerstone.
And Ogerpon Heartflame is going to use that Ivy Cutch, which is now neutral against that Ogerpon. No critical hits, so it will take that one hit. And yeah, Knockoff not doing a lot of damage to Ogerpon. Drain Punch, however, does double up into the Ogerpon slot. Down it goes, and Anthony really believes the game can be won with Rillaboom and Incineroar.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. With just two more supportive Mons. You can always Will-O-Wisp. You can't really Will-O-Wisp the Grass type, but you could on the Iron Hands, potentially, with we have Fake Owl coming, but... Yeah,
you can't Will-O-Wisp the Fire type, unfortunately, and that's Ogerpon's typing because of the Heartflame mask.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, Incineroar's in a weird spot because Knockoff isn't doing damage anymore, and let me have a check just in case to see. Yeah, it's his only attack, unfortunately. Fake Out goes into the Ogerpon Heartflame, so it will not move this turn to knock out the Rillaboom. I would have bet it would have loved putting Ivy Cudgel onto the Rillaboom. Now, it gets a Parting Shot off in the Ogerpon to lower its damage output. Iron Hands, quick Drain Punch into the Incineroar again.
Nice, survives. Was getting back some more HP now. Yeah, it's going to be sitting above half probably after all this. If I still can go for that burn, he doesn't went for that. I think that's now would be a good time. Does this Ogerpon have taunt?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, it's not taunt.
Yeah, it's just like, can you just... Yeah, there you go. And terrestrialization. Never mind, okay, Anthony sees it.
He didn't make us have to sit through that animation.
Okay, well, far from that. You know, first of all, Allan's going to take game number 1 here, and I think a big part of it was just Anthony ran out of damage. Yeah,
it's tragic on a team like this where to lose Terrapagos before any of the other Mons, because they're all really kind of supporting the Terrapagos, and it like it wants to like sit and get Calm Mind up, and it's like against 2 opposing fighting types, it's gonna be really hard to like get set up with Calm Mind or even Substitute. It does have Substitute.
I think a big part of why the game did not go well for Anthony is because the Incineroar kind of just mostly did nothing. Like, yeah, you burned the Urshifu, but I don't think that was essentially like the thing you needed to do.
I still think that's probably a good first turn. I think maybe we'll see Incineroar lead it with Anthony's lead being like Scream Tail. It is like your typical like Encore disable Scream Tail, but we do have Play Rough as like the offensive move that might actually come in handy in this battle. It's your only truly like super effective offensive option into fighting type.
I mean, so. It is. It's just like I think a better game plan is just getting Terrapagos into a position where you could just set up a substitute or, you know, get things like that Calm Mind up much more safely, because that first thing just did not fathom that whatsoever, and we do see the same leads from each side.
Yeah, they ran it back.
So
last time we saw the Fake Out
and
surging.
It both into the Terrapagos.
Right, and it did pretty good damage. It's like, are we just going to see that again?
You either see that again, or you see Allan go aggressive with the Surging Strikes plus attacking into the Terrapagos to break the Terra Shell, then make the next move super effectively here. And instead, Allan's going to make sure that Incineroar cannot go for Parting Shot or for Will-O-Wisp in this turn. As we see, it did not go for Fake Out, nor did the Iron Hands. Terrapagos has up a Calm Mind, so that's a start to Terrapagos' game plan.
Right, and that's nice. I don't think are we getting hit with a fighting move. I guess it doesn't matter.
I mean, it can get hit by a fighting move, but the Terra Shell's going to...
Will-O-Wisp, you can't do Will-O-Wisp.
Yeah, and there you go. It would be super effective as a Terrapagos, but unfortunately Terra Shell makes any hit at full HP not very effective.
That did nothing.
And yeah, the Will-O-Wisp was sniffed out.
It's not back up to full health, is it, from that leftovers?
Oh, it is!
Yeah, okay, so you get it again. You get to dodge one of these fighting moves, but if it's a double target on fighting, like one's going to connect super effective.
Or even a Surgery Strike. It's like a critical hit for not very effective, still a very powerful tool to utilize.
Yeah, and then with the Taunted Incineroar, I guess the only attacking option is knockoff, which you would have to use on probably the Iron Hand, so it would be more important to get rid of.
Or you have to switch it out altogether.
Probably Rillaboom.
And comes Serene Tail from Anthony.
Which I brought up. It's the Pompous. Okay.
Yeah, the amount of marks you can get in this game is actually really interesting. You know, so many to choose from. And we do see the photosynthesis activated from the booster energy that Screen Tail's holding to boost its speech stat. Is that Anthony? No, yeah, that is Anthony going for another stellar terrestrialization into the stellar form of Terrapagos.
And we're at +1 this time, and sitting at full health. That was kind of actually risky because you just dropped the shell completely.
Surging Strike into the Terrapagos. I mean, that probably might be a good reason to go for the stellar Terra because not only does it give you more base stats, it gives you a higher HP stat total. So I think that this is Anthony thinking that both the Urshifu and the Iron Hands are going to double up into the Terrapagos here. Terra Star Storm comes out at +1 special attack against both of these Pokemon, Iron Hands and Urshifu. Rapid Strike. How much damage? Oh, that's pretty considerable to the Urshifu. Iron Hands takes it pretty well. Low kick. Yeah, the crit definitely mattered game 1.
Yeah, that is more than a 2-hit at this point, but you still can't protect really versus this Urshifu, and it just used Surging Strike, so I don't know. I'm not really good with like disable and encore the strats. So I don't know if it's like is now a good time to do that.
It would be because Surging Strike is still getting a lot of damage from critical hits.
Okay, yeah.
But it's just like, do you go for it immediately? Because yeah, you just detect there, and you could just try to disable low kick from Iron Hands. Like that's another option to go for, or play rough, target the Urshifu. Okay, I would miss for a moment.
Yeah, that went into the protect. So now we're gonna see a Terra Star Storm only connect on one side for Iron Hands. It's still holding the Assault Vest. It did not get a chance to be knocked off earlier.
Probably would have liked it. It's probably would have left doing that because Iron Hands still taking a considerable amount of damage. Drain Punch doesn't knock on the Terrapagos.
That did more damage than Low Kick though. It's like you heard it here first.
And now this is a rough spot because, well, the Screen Tail's kind of doing nothing if it's not clicking that play rough. There's a couple things you can do. You can click Encore onto the Urshifu to make sure it doesn't attack, but then that still leaves Terrapagos open to Iron Hands.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You almost have to do that, but then you just easily switch out. But it's going to be a really tough turn for Anthony to figure out. It's like, how do you keep this Terrapagos that's living in the red, like keep it alive for the rest of the battle?
Yeah, the bigger issue is just like, what does the Screen Tail do? Do you try to hard read the Iron Hands clicking Drain Punch again? Do you want to lock the Urshifu to detect, or do you try to attack?
Yeah, that's a really tough call. I feel like it's in, like, any of those choices are probably optimal. Yeah, let's see.
Terrapagos switches out. That was a third option. I thought it was the least likely because, you know, you need Terrapagos for your damage output, but to be fair, Intimidate's valuable.
Yeah, it was. I feel like it was going to be KO'd that turn no matter what you did. I think you switch out smart. You get a good double Intimidate again.
First, with clicks Aqua Jet is going to do not a lot of damage from the Incineroar because now it's taking an Intimidate drop and it will get hit by that Rocky Helmet. Player connects in the Iron Hands. That's a decent amount of damage from the connection. No attack drop. Drain Punch connects. How much damage do you recover back at that Rocky Helmet? I think it's around the same. No, it actually took more damage from the Drain Punch.
Oh, it did take more damage from Rocky Helmet. That's crazy.
Yeah, it lost 5 HP total.
Okay, so you have two double intimidated twice fighting types now. I think really now it's a good time for like a pivot or like a switch out because now the focus is on the field. So we're seeing Iron Hands switch out.
And in comes a Moongus from Allan.
The Tree Master Talola.
Yeah, but a whole battle tree definitely was worth it. And there's another detect from the Urshifu to make sure it doesn't get connected by Fake Out or Play Rough. Fake Out into the Moongus. Will get a critical hit, so that's a bit more damage. And Play Rough, into detect
again. Yet again.
And now this is an interesting spot because, well, again, you could lock the Urshifu into detect. You can't necessarily do anything about the Amoongus, which I think is the bigger issue, because now you can just freely Spore something.
Yeah, and you don't have Fire-type moves on this Incineroar, so there's no way around it, or really a counter for Spore, even, so... Oh gosh, wait, does that have... It's probably holding the goggles, right? No, it's not. It's
Yeah, we saw the Rocky helmet.
Yeah, that is so funny. I wouldn't have even thought about it until I looked again at the team sheet.
Yeah, here goes the Iron Hands once again from Allan to switch out the Urshifu that's at -2 attack. Screen Tail for attacks. Just in case Spore goes that way, but who knows if Spore went to the Screen Tail slot. Incineroar clicks knockoff, and now the Assault Fist is gone.
It is, yep. Down to 45 HP, but that's good.
Okay, Polypuff into the Iron Hands, so we'll get a lot of HP recovery, so that's interesting because Iron Hands got a lot of HP back, meaning no longer is it like other threat of Rocky helmets, but that also could just mean Screen Tail could just lock it into Pollen Puff.
Yeah, so Scream Tail has some options here with its move situation. So we saw Pollen Puff and we saw Drain Punch, right? Was that the move? Yeah.
I think,
so
yeah.
You could disable Drain Punch, or you could Encore Pollen Puff. That's a tough choice. I feel like you might want to just Encore the Pollen Puff because being put to sleep is probably scarier right now.
Yeah, and then you can't really disable the Iron Hands, it's just switched in, and yeah, there is the Encore just to make sure everyone just cannot go for Spore, and probably signals to Allan he doesn't. Oh, I forgot. Mental Hurt breaks it!
Oh, that's a really interesting held item on an Amoonguss.
And it will just miss the Iron Hands!
Oh, that's tragic.
And low kick connects onto the Incineroar, knocks it out. So it will get a bit of Rocky Helmet damage, and that's like everything gone wrong for Anthony, because Mental Hurt does break you know what Mental Hurt to breaking taunts? It breaks Encores too, if you didn't know.
He clicked Pollen Puff anyways, so that's funny.
That's a full HP Iron Hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Incineroar going down, and now Anthony's last Pokemon to be revealed is the Rillaboom.
Rillaboom's going to set up grassy terrain right now, and then it has the option for Fake Out.
But like, did you even go for Fake Out? I don't think Fake Out accomplishes much of anything here.
Yeah, it doesn't really, and it's offensive move situation, so you have Grass, and you can't
tear grass.
Rage Powdered.
You can't tear grass if the Terrapo's where he's Terrasalized.
Oh yeah, so yeah. But you still have grass type like moves with the terrain.
Oh well, yeah. And here comes Allan's last Pokemon to Pokemon Heart Flame again.
And it's Fire over Juan.
Meaning it's now in a fantastic position to just try to close this game out. And Anthony going to Terrasilize the Iron Hands. Which Terra is this? It's Bug.
Terra Bug. It's really good for ground, like
and grass right now.
And grass. Okay, right. Yeah, Bug actually has really interesting defensive like relationships with other types.
Encore gonna whiff into the air as nothing was Encore there. There's Woodhammer. Yeah, it's not doing a lot anymore.
No, that was a really good Terra.
Heavy slam the Screen Tail. Not enough to one hit knock it out, but Screen Tail's now in danger. And I think we're in the same situation as game 1 where Allan's just outpacing Anthony now.
Yeah, it's kind of we haven't. What's crazy is Allan didn't even bring his restricted. The Calyrex is left on the bench, but against a normal type when opposing it kind of makes sense.
Protect when Screen Tail comes out. It can't really threaten much damage here. Ivy Council correctly targets into the Rillaboom. Gets a knockout. Was that a critical hit? It was!
Nice crit.
Rillaboom goes down, unfortunately, and now Iron Hands is coming to have it with an attack here. It was Drain Punch that would have just doubled into the Rillaboom and unfortunately knocked it out. Would have loved to get some HP back. And now we're down to a low HP Terrapagos, Stellar Form, and a middling HP Screen Tail that's still under threat of Ogerpon.
Against 4.
It's all 4 of Allan's Pokemon.
Yeah, it's pretty much unfortunately over for Anthony. There's no really options here.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either, unless of course Allan misplays, and there isn't really much of a misplay you could do here. Okay, Terrapagos protects, so it's trying to get as much HP recovery as possibly can get.
Yeah, and then
disable. It's going to disable the Ivy Council, but thankfully Allan did not go for it this time. It actually went for the Horn Leech into the Screen Tail and knocks it out.
Yeah, that was a good call to just clean up with like why risk spamming the same move with Scream Tail, because it's either going to disable it or Encore you into using your good move anyway. So now it's Terrapagos versus the world. We do have spread, but I don't think...
The only benefit here is that Horn Leech isn't... I mean, no, Horn Leech is still knocking it out. It's still grassy terrain play.
Yeah, we saw the grassy terrain that you set up yourself. And
yeah, Anthony's already going to hang it up. Battle is canceled. Allan Martinez going to win round number 2 of a 2-0 round number 3, excuse me, with a 2-0 victory over Anthony Plasencia.
Yeah, those were very clean wins from Allan. and shows the power of not having to bring your restricted every game.
Not at all, and yeah. I mean, you said it perfectly. Coward Shadow Rider does not appreciate normal types, so like you can't really spam Astro Barrage to a degree, and that's why you have a whole rest of the team, because sometimes the king himself can't do it all. Remember,
Right.
Calyrex is a king.
That is true.
Why else does it have a crown?
Yeah, and it doesn't have a psychic move either, so yeah, there was no reason to bring it, especially when you have two fighting types to cover like any like normal type shenanigans. I guess really specifically Terapagos, almost. We saw that was like very hard counter to Terapagos.
Yeah, that's like one of the more easier ways to beat Terapagos. It's like if a Terapagos player is willing to play it slow, try to chip him down, because that's what Anthony did throughout the entire battle, and he was actually able to break through it every single time.
Yeah.
And with that being said, round number 3 has come to a close. We'll be right back after this commercial break with round number 4.